for losers, a place for those fat bachelorettes to feel like they're going to the big city. Big mama's in the city now. She's got her brisket, and she's going to take a shot of SoCo Lime, and then they're going to play her song, which is Up by Cardi B, and she's just going to be like, and her brain, her useless brain is just going to bounce around in her head. And she's going to go, and just this mass of flesh, this total waste of resources, just gyrating like a pig in the middle of the street while all her friends look at her and go, I can't believe she's getting married. This thing is getting married, and she's going to gyrate in the street because this is her 3 days to get really fucked up before she has to go back to checking elderly people in for their hysterectomies. And she's just like, and it's up, 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 and it's up. And then some mass shooter is going to come out. And he's going to see this person going, and this mass shooter's going to look at her and go, you know, this mass shooter's going to say, I'm sorry, Joe Rogan. I'm sorry, comedy. I've got a bit too. And he's going to fire wildly into the crowd. Like a monster. Not good. Not condoning this. And he's going to hit this fatty, and it will barely stop her. She'll feel it, and she'll get a little up, and it's up, and it's up. And then her friends will have to go, you've been shot. And then they put her on the gurney. And then they bring her to the hospital, and then they extract this piece of metal out of her fucking pulled pork filled flesh. They extract this bullet from her, and she's like, ugh. And then her fiance calls her and goes, I love you. Are you okay? And she goes, I am okay. I love you. And then she's got a story for the rest of her life. And then she goes on a little bit of workman's comp, little disability, can't go back to work. And then she goes back in a few years to that place in Austin. She goes back there to see where a guy shot her in the leg while she was gyrating to a Cardi B's Up, which they won't play anymore. This will be years later. She'll have two fat jalapeno popper-sized children and her husband who tries to drink himself into a grave every night and sometimes damn near succeeds. And they'll get out of whatever Uber or which vehicle Austin permits at that time, and they'll get out and she'll go, that's where mommy got shot. And they'll take a photo where she got shot. They'll take a photo where that bullet ripped through her fucking flesh, and she'll make it her profile picture, and she'll have some quote. She'll have some quote about that, how life is about appreciating the little things. And she won't be a her quote because she's fucking retarded. So she'll take it off some Lifetime movie of the week or some magnet she saw at a friend's home where she was getting juiced before her kids got home from school. And she'll put that quote up, and there'll be a photo of where mommy got shot on 6th Street. And that is all this fucking city will ever be burned. Excited. And I think that is the right word, by the amount of people who are outing themselves as problematic. And I've been excited by it because I think that's the first step to really healing and creating an equitable society. The first step is for people to come out. Jenny Slate, comedian, writer, the show Big Mouth. Jenny Slate is a white woman, and she played the role of a character named Missy on Big Mouth, an animated show on Netflix. And Missy was a mixed race character who had a Jewish white mother like Slate and a black father. I mean, clearly we're looking at Missy here. Missy is clearly black, even though she's mixed race, but, you know. Jenny Slate has recused herself from the show, and she's leaving because she said black characters should be played by black people. I don't think that's enough. Okay? She's contributed to the erasure of black people. And she's said that. She said she erased a black person. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what futuristic weapon, what ray gun she used to erase a black person. But I don't think it's enough to just say sorry and go back to your mansion. No, thank you, ma'am. Jenny Slate has to go to jail. She has to be brought up on charges, and she has to go to jail for no less than 10 years for what she did. This is not a fucking joke. Stop laughing, you white pig. She needs to hear every night. She needs to hear the bars clink. She needs to lose her freedom. What has she done with her freedom? She's used it to erase black people by voicing the character, a mixed race character on Big Mouth on Netflix. No thank, and cancel Big Mouth while we're at it. Sorry, Nick Kroll. Cancel Big Mouth. You're going to have to get a job with your family doing security-related matters. I'm sorry. I don't want to be this way, but I am. I don't want to be this way, but I am. Jenny said, I've come to the decision today that I can no longer play the character of Missy on the animated TV show Big Mouth. At the start of the show, I reasoned with myself that it was permissible to play Missy because her mom is Jewish and white, as am I. But Missy is also black, and black characters on an animated show should be played by black people. I acknowledge how my original reasoning was flawed, that it existed as an example of white privilege and an unjust allowances made within a system of societal white supremacy, and that me playing Missy was engaging in an act of erasure of black people. Put her in jail now! Put her in jail! Put her in jail! Why is she not in jail? Why are the producers of this show not behind bars? God damn them! God damn her! God damn! I am only laughing now because I'm so angry that when I laugh, I get angry and I laugh. But God damn them, Black Lives Matter. Do you understand that? They matter on a Netflix cartoon. Put her in jail that Nick Kroll's parents built. Not even an underground prison. What do we not know what they do? Use Google, dummies. I get it. She's got to go to jail. A secret underground facility where she can be re-educated. Mm-hmm. Not my fault. I want to hold people accountable. They're being held accountable this week. That's it. No more games this week. Tim is here to hold everyone accountable. For too long, I've sat on the sidelines while cartoonists have destroyed the fabric of American society. We cannot tolerate this anymore. Most importantly, though, Jenny says, to anyone that I've hurt, I am so very sorry. Oh, I bet that feels good. I am so very sorry. How many people have killed themselves because of this? How many lives have ended because of your show? I bet it's unquantifiable. How many people killed themselves, put a gun in their mouth, jumped off a building, cut their own throat, maybe their wrist, OD'd on pills, took a hairdryer and electrocuted themselves in the tub, asphyxiated themselves, hung themselves. I bet all of these black people that are dying tragically with nooses, they are hanging themselves because they found out that Missy was voiced by Jenny Slate. That is a hypothesis I have. It is not proven, it is a hypothesis, but I think it's pretty damn good. So I'm asking Ms. Slate, and the producers of Big Mouth to turn themselves in to the military. Not even the LAPD, those corrupt bastards. No, the military to have a tribunal. We need a military tribunal in this case. And they will not have a jury of their peers. They will be tried by a jury of people that are selected, the people that have been affected. And the death penalty is not off the table. I'm not saying it's going to be, it is a tool and it should be available to the prosecution. They don't understand when they work at Arby's, they think it's the end goal. Guys, if you play your cards right, you move up so that one day you can be the CEO of Arby's. That's the point. Good, get the CEO of Arby's up. Who is this? I bet he started at Arby's. It's Paul Brown. Mm-hmm. Paul Brown is the CEO. What's his deal? Let's look up Paul Brown, because I guarantee you this is a guy that started working the fryers at Arby's, putting the beef and cheddars together, and then he worked his way up. Early career. Brown was previously the president of brands and commercial services at Hilton and the president of Expedia. But before this, he worked at Arby's, I bet. Watch. He was also the senior vice president of global brands at Intercontinentals. Okay, but he also held positions at the Boston consulting firm and McKinsey & Company. Now, McKinsey & Company is probably fast food. Go to that. This is probably a fast food company. It's an American worldwide management consulting firm. That advises on strategic management to corporations, governments, and other organizations. I thought it was what I'm saying is that this is an example of someone who worked their way up from working at Arby's. Mm-hmm. In May of 2013, Brown became the CEO of Arby's. During his tenure as CEO of Arby's, the brand introduced a new restaurant design and launched a We Have the Meat. He's the guy behind We Have the Meat. No, who could have came up with that? Listen, the reason these people are making the money they are is because they have come up with things that you cannot. We Have the Meat. Do you remember that campaign?
Of course, yeah.
Because we were unsure if they had the meats, but they do. And he's here saying we have the meats. He also introduced menu items such as the smokehouse brisket, pork belly, gyros, deep fried turkey, and venison. So he's not slacking. He's working his ass off, okay? Coming up with, do you know how many nights he probably laid in bed with his wife or someone else, and he's laying there going, how do we communicate the idea that we have the meats? How do we do that? And some hooker was probably just like, well, just say you have the meats. And he goes, yeah, we have the meats. I'm telling you right now, Arby's completed its acquisition of Buffalo Wild Wings for $2.9 billion in 2018. Under Brown's leadership, Inspire completed its acquisition of Sonic for $2.3 billion. And in 2019 of October, Inspire Brands completed its acquisition of the sandwich chain Jimmy John's. So this guy is responsible for a lot of the fast food you eat. And he started work. This is what I mean. People at Arby's don't have a vision. They keep going, oh, my kid needs food. They don't have a vision. They don't understand like what they can do if they believe in themselves and work hard and hustle and grind. You can actually get to where you need to go in this country. You keep focusing on health care and I don't have clean water. But what you should be focusing on is how are you positioned uniquely in the market to come up with something brilliant like we have the meats? Because if you're not coming up with we have the meats, what's the point? So I'm just saying we've got a bunch of lazy mothers and fathers trying to raise their undeserving children while this poor guy, Paul, who came up with the idea that we should give deep fried turkey to people in the middle of the day. This guy has to share some of his money? Oh, I think not. By the way, under Brown's leadership, Fortune named Arby's to its 100 best workplaces for millennials, women, and diversity. So everyone who's fucked. Oh, Arby's goes, we're a perfect place to work for everyone who's fucked. Are you a good place to work for white men? They go like this. They go, no. Well, I'm just saying, I was surprised and shocked to know that this guy actually didn't start making sandwiches at Arby's. I bet it's fun to work at Arby's. I really do. I mean, so the idea that people are complaining, can we call Arby's and see if they're hiring right now?
Yeah, I got mine's hooked up right now.
I want to call Arby's, see if they're hiring and see what the big deal is here. Because I want to work, and you know what? They might not even have to pay me. I just want to learn. Is there an apprenticeship program where I can work at Arby's and just learn? How about that? Maybe stop asking for money like him and learn.
Okay, I'm calling Arby's.
Let's see if they answer. I hope they do. Everyone's dead. They can't answer. They're probably too busy to answer learning about business. I mean, what the fuck's going on here? And these are the people that want to get paid? I'm trying to get a job. Maybe we should call Inspire Brands and ask for Paul. Are they not open?
No, they're open right now.
They have to be open. It's 12:30. It's the lunch rush. Call Sonic.
Sonic, okay.
Call Sonic and let's see what I want to know what the starting salary is and what's the problem. Sonic is a fun place to work. You get to see fights. Mm-hmm. It's fun. None of them answer the phone. I mean...
Good afternoon. This is Sonic Show. Dripping Springs. How may I help you?
Yeah. Are you guys hiring right now?
We actually are, sir. How you doing?
Good. What would this starting salary be there?
The starting salary, sir, we pay by the hour, but depending on the position that you want, and then we can see about salary.
What would it be for an hour of work, would you say?
Yes, sir. How much would it be for an hour of work? Depends what you do, sir. If you're a cook, it's what? 11 for a cook. It'll be 11 for a cook.
Okay, 11 for a cook. What about like a cashier?
What is a cashier?
Car ups are $5 an hour because they get tips.
Car ups are $5 an hour because they get tips.
Oh, do you get a lot of tips?
They got a good amount of tips, but it's just they got a good amount of tips.
So it's under minimum wage. It's $5 an hour, and then you get tips.
Yes, sir.
Is it a fun place to work? Like, can I take some food home for myself?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I could eat every day at Sonic if I wanted to.
Yeah, you just gotta. Yeah, pretty much you could have.
Yes.
You drink any drink you want.
Any drink I want. Okay, so it's $5 an hour, but I could drink all the soda I want.
Yeah.
Okay, and eat any food. Can I make myself an ice cream every now and then?
Yeah, of course. Yes, sir.
It's not a bad deal. $5 an hour, tips. Do they really give you? So they'll give you tips, and I can eat all the soda and burgers I want, and make myself an ice cream.
I mean, you can make yourself an ice cream, and then maybe one day you'll be able to make yourself an ice cream, and then another day you'll be able to eat some food, and then another day.
I get it. So you don't want to abuse it, but every now and then you could get something different.
Yes, sir.
Right. So you have one day's ice cream, and then the next day you can sneak a burger.
Yeah.
And maybe I could sneak some French fries on the third day.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it, man. I'll head down there and I'll apply.
Yes, sir. But cooks do get paid $11 an hour, and we are in need of cooks.
So you're in need of cooks, and do I have to be good at cooking?
No, sir, not at all.
Not really.
No,
You learn.
You don't need any experience for this. You just gotta be having the willingness to learn.
And how much food can the cooks take? I would probably a good amount.
What was that, sir?
Like the cooks can take a good amount of food, right?
Yeah, we cook about on the weekends like from $1,000 to $2,000 worth of food and product. We're doing lunch, and that's on the
Right, because
weekends.
I have a family, and it's very hard to get them food. So if I wanted to, I could maybe take 2 little burgers for my children.
Yeah, so that'll be fine.
Okay, yeah, because they're babies, but they do like burgers. We're getting them.
Yeah.
We're getting them started early.
Yeah, of course, sir.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, brother. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. You have a good day.
Thank you. What's the problem? I mean, what is the fucking problem here? You're allowed to eat and drink all the soda you want and eat all the Sonic you want. But you got to do it in a smart way. So like one day you make yourself the ice cream, the next day you get, and it's $5 an hour. What's wrong with that? It's $5 an hour to work at. Now do the math on that. $5 times 40, it's $800 a week, right?
5 times 40.
It's $800 a week.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Or
it's 200 a week. I'm an idiot.
So then $800 a month.
It's $800 a month is what I mean.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
$800 a month. So what's the And now, what is that? It's under 12 grand a year. It's 11 grand a year.
Yeah, so that
But
would
then
be,
you get the tips. But the folks, you get the tips.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know me. When I go to Sonic, I didn't even know you could tip or were supposed to. We've gone to Sonic. There's literally nothing that would suggest that I tip at Sonic. No. Not a sign. I don't. But I imagine that because you're making $9,600 a year, but free. You could drink anything you want. Any soda you want. One day you get an ice cream. Next day you get French fries. Not a bad deal. If you were like me in my hypothetical and I had 2 little babies that wanted burgers, if I was a chef, I could bring the little burger home to the babies. Again, it's not a big deal. So you make $9,600 for the year. Now this is fair. You make $9,600 for the year, but tips. Now what do you think they make in tips there? $20,000? $25,000 at Sonic?